Sorry.
We are live.
You know, and it's so funny. Perfect. It's so funny because the lady who I asked to do time management, she laughed so hard because she's like, me? I'm always late. But it's what we learn to manage that we become masters at.
Mm-hmm.
None of us, not one of us learned to manage our energy because we were doing a good job at it. We learned to manage our energy because we struggled with that. And the best experience is going through an obstacle, a challenge, or a struggle.
Absolutely.
It really is. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure which question I want to start with, but I don't know if I want to start there. Oh, I wrote some really mushy gushy stuff about you. So I'm going to start there because that's much more fun. So energy management is exponentially important to help us maintain balance and happiness. Yeah, life was created for you to be happy. Life was created for you to learn. I have admired Laura Lee for years. Her ability to take risks, succeed, be a great mother, and challenge obstacles makes her a hero in my world. I see in her what is in me. Interviewing her is my absolute honor and joy. Ooh.
Well, don't make me cry or anything. Like,
Yeah, mic drop. But I think back to our years together, and it's been a lot. Like, how young was your son when you wrote the Sacred Hearts Rising chapter?
3.
Wow.
And he's 8. And he's 8 now. So, yeah.
Wow. 5 years. Wow. We gauge our time by our children.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think back like, all right, he was how old? This happened when?
It's true. It's true, though, because time is something that is on a calendar or on a clock. And yet, the way that I remember is who was there? Was I married? Did I have children? Which husband was it?
Me's boyfriend, but yeah.
You've only got one husband. It's harder for you to manage what was going on, right?
Right? Your time would just like kind of meld.
Yeah, before Doug, after Doug.
Right.
So let's put Daphne on the hot seat because she's sitting there so quietly and so well behaved. Daphne, what does energy management mean to you?
Energy management to me is being able to do all of the things that I choose to do in a day. Not just the things that I have to do, but the things that I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've got a list of all of the things that we are expected to do or that we've signed up to do, our responsibilities. And then everything else. Yeah.
What about you, Nancy?
I think that I have tried, well, this last 6 months, for me, it means either being in a place of I'm happy and I'm honestly happy. I'm not just putting on a brave front where, everything's good, I'm fine, like that labor face. Like when you've had a child and you're like, no, I'm good. Like, oh, fuck, another contraction, right? Like, because that's what shows that you're not managing unpregnant life. And like, right? Because that's what life is it's a series of births. We birth a new project every single day that we wake up. And sometimes we do it well and effectively, and other times we're a mess. We're an absolute mess.
Where
What do you
are we
think, Laura
live
Lee?
right now? Sorry. Can I just ask one quick question? Where are we live right now?
My page. We had to do it
Like your
on
regular
Nancy
Facebook
Nance.
page?
Yeah, my
It's not
regular
there.
Facebook page.
It's not there.
Oh,
Because I was going to go
I wonder
share
where
it.
it is. Well, when I look at the top, thanks, Daph, for running us some lovely.
Yes. Thank you,
Let's
Daphne.
check my Exponential Joy page. Yeah, got it. We got to have the laser running at least. My portal is in the bin next to me. I had to charge it because I burned it out this morning.
No, it's not there either.
I was running the. Well, that's weird. It says I'm live.
Is it on Instagram?
No, it's definitely Facebook. It's a picture of me. I'm going to click this button that says view on Facebook. And see where it takes us. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that I've encountered with this whole adventure is where are we in the world of stuff and things? Because we got nobody watching. Fine.
Well, I mean,
don't watch them. Well, it really is, right? Because that's where, it's a different experience when people are watching because they're asking questions and they're interacting. And then sometimes I think to myself, I wonder what it would be like to do this more like other people. The ones who are effective and efficient and professional. So go for it, Daph.
I'm doing really good at not interrupting people. Nobody's watching because it's not showing up live anywhere. That's why nobody's watching. But I mean,
do we start again?
I don't know. Do you want to? I mean, we can just continue and roll on, and then you can post it to your YouTube page, and we can share it off YouTube if you want.
Yeah, we'll do it that way. I mean, sorry you can't watch. Oops. Yeah, so strange, right? And I think that's what the technology aspect does, because anybody who takes the adventure of beginning any sort of a live, oh my gosh, okay. So when you began your adventure, Laura Lee, on social media and scheduling and all of those things, did you ever take one of those master's classes where they would challenge you to do things?
Yeah, I started doing social media. Daphne is going to remember this in 2017. So I actually hadn't even met you yet, Nancy. And
No way.
yeah, so I started doing social media back then. And yes, I was doing like crazy challenges. So I started my journey because of Zija International. I started doing it because of the network marketing company. Um, and so I started learning how to market myself for the purpose of the network marketing company. And then I took like challenges, like I did 90 days of straight lives, and I did two lives a day for 90 days. Some days it was 2 days, two lives, sorry. And my socials exploded at that time on Facebook anyways. I wasn't really doing the other stuff. And then I slowly was like, I can do this for other people too. Like, why am I just doing it for myself? So that's when I started like dabbling in other people. And yeah, and here we are. How many years is 2017 to 2023? Is that
I'm
6 years?
retiring from administration and accounting, so I'm not going to count.
6 years. That's 6 years, and I'm still doing social media.
It's funny because when we talk about energy, do you think about just physical energy, Laura Lee?
No, No. No, when I think about energy, I think about all energy. It's my physical energy, it's my emotional energy, it's my mental energy, it's the energy all around us, and managing that other people's energy, like I view it as a whole for sure. It's not just one thing. Because energy for me, I know that this might not be for everyone, but for me, for healers, I think for a lot of healers, like energy, we can be really easily attacked by energy. And so we don't just have to manage our own energy, we have to manage other people's energy and make sure that we're, protecting ourselves and regaining our energy. If we're giving our energy, or if someone attaches their energy to us, like we have to manage it in that way to clear it and like feel better.
Absolutely. Shield it. To shield
Mm-hmm.
it. That's a big part of it, because I know that within my own life, the times where I have crashed and burned have been the times when I did not protect my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Me
one.
too.
Big one. I was driving on today's Sunday, Friday, and I was trying to find the words that were on the tip of my tongue, that spirit was shooting into me, and Ralph turned the radio up. And I thought I was going to just about like explode, because I was trying to remember that movie, the one that spirit was putting in my mind. Oh my God, right? And then spirit's like, okay, well, no, if that one's not working, I'll shoot another one in. So I had 2 movies, 4 or 5 characters, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I just said, please turn the radio off. Radio went off. Diary of a Vampire. I just needed that quiet, because I was trying to understand what that energy felt like during my entire day, where I was having so much put at me. Are you done this? Are you done that? Are you done this? Are you done that? That I felt like I was being physically like just drained. And I had to find the words. Without the words, I couldn't express myself. Yeah. And you, Daph, why is energy management important to you?
Energy, I would say energy management is important to me simply because if I'm not taking care of myself, then I can't help or take care of anybody else. And if my business is helping others, I need to take care of me first. And so, I mean, I'm just going to go off on a little tangent for a second, but I mean, that's where I have Laura Lee to help me with her business, to help me with my social media stuff, so I don't have to spend time doing that, because I would rather poke my eyes out to social media as I lean into the screen when I say this. You guys know this. I hate Laura Lee is good at it, so I ask, I've hired Laura Lee's company to help me with that. And I am so thankful for the exponential growth my business has had ever since I've asked her to be a part of my team, my marketing team.
Yeah.
So,
well, and it is like, I mean, I adore the scheduler. I use it so much, and I fell in love with creating social media designs. I'm just like, oh my God, right? Like I woke up early this morning, jumped on the computer, and had to jot my ideas down because there was so much that was coming in. But yet, I know that if I try to do it all on my own, I will get to that point where other projects that I'm really good at and that I have committed to doing, those will sit on the back burner and they'll never happen. So
well, and
where do I, right?
Yeah,
Where
and that's
do
what
I
I mean.
concentrate? Yeah.
Sorry, but
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like having somebody help me, like Laura Lee's company, with my social media, it allows me to do the things that I love to do. And I think if we can
Well,
all find things that we love to do and ask others for help in this areas that we're not so good at. I mean, Lord knows I'm not good. So I'm just saying, so that we can do the things we love. I think that's a really good energy management skill.
yeah. What do you
Yeah.
outsource, Laura Lee, the most? What's your outsource? Like it's you're like, I'm not doing that.
Well, I have a whole team now, right? I've just hired 6 people, and then there's 2 more people that are on, like, they're not, like, full-time. Well, no one's full-time with me, but they don't have, like, specific jobs right now. So I have a whole
Mhm.
team of, like, 8 people. Well, no, sorry, 9, because I just hired someone to edit my photos as well for the photography. So I have a 9-person team at the moment, and they can do anything that's needed to be done. So my passion is with makeup and photography and some writing and stuff like that. Within the social media business, it's the writing versus graphic designing and like all that kind of stuff. So I outsource most of my social media business. And the photography, the editing really isn't like I like it, it's okay. Um, but it's photography for me is the like looking through the camera and seeing the picture. It's not the editing. And I am getting better at like visualizing what I want to create with the editing, but and finding myself there. So I outsource a lot. And like I outsource cleaning in my house. I outsource when I moved my stuff from Edmonton back here. I hired a guy to bring me my U-Haul, load my U-Haul, and take it back to U-Haul because my time and my energy is precious. And I don't want to be wasting that anymore. It's more important to me to keep my energy in check and outsource stuff than to not spend the money to do that kind of thing. And with that, I find a lot of joy and passion in being able to actually help other people. So, with hiring 9 people on my team, that's 9 people I get to help put food on their table. And that to me feels phenomenal. And that gives me like, that actually re energizes me a bit, if that makes sense. Especially like,
Completely.
sorry, can I go on a tangent here for a second? Like, for anyone that
Go
doesn't
for
know,
it.
like I am a sole parent. I don't have support. I have very little support. I have some friends that support me, but I don't have support and very little financial support. So for me as a single mom to be able to like put food on someone else's table and help them, grow and live like that to me, like that means so much to me. That means a lot to me. So,
Well, and I think one of the things that I admire about you, and I know other people do too, is there's a lot of cliches where people will, mummopreneur, solo like they do all that. Ugh. I just there's so many things that people will label themselves as without truly owning that. And you are like this epitome of lady boss. And not in the weird tie way, because I just said that. And as soon as it came out, I was like, well, that sounded really wrong. But no, like you are such a successful queen when it comes to being able to manage being a mom, being a boss, helping others. It's it's beautiful. It really is. It really
thank you.
is. So
I
pat yourself on the
appreciate that.
back, kudos, and all that. Hey, I don't say it unless it's true. So that's one thing that I have been called upon to do is be more authentic. I had a young girl who I've coached over the years and mentored who said to me, it was about 4 or 5 months ago, she's like, I liked you better when you were authentic. What?
Mm.
She's like, "Yeah, you've kinda you're just not the same anymore." I'm like, "I I I had to think about that." And I really had to go inside and discover why I had softened or not even softened, why I put on this facade.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, why did I do that? And then I came to a lot of realizations why. Expectations that other people put on me that I bought into. It's like buying into that Spanx, right? Like that shit's uncomfortable. Why? And that's what my life was beginning to feel like, a great big pair of Spanx. And I'm like, nah, that's gonna go.
That's
For anybody who
amazing.
wears Spanx, kudos. Right?
That's amazing.
I know, Dax,
That's
you're
like,
wearing your Spanx right now, aren't you?
you know, that like whole analogy of like society puts us in a box. Like now it just needs to be changed to society puts us in Spanx, and we're not doing that shit no more.
I don't own a pair of Spanx, so
Dax like, it never worn those. I didn't ride that horse. But we do. I mean, and I think that so much of the whole the 2019, 2020, 21 roller coaster and rut threw some of us back into roles that we thought we needed to be in to be a good daughter, a good mother, a good whatever, to play it safe. I was playing safe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And safe sucks.
Yeah, safe
Safe is
does
for
suck.
baseball.
A lot of people ask me a lot, like, would you ever get a job? And I've recently considered getting a job for socialization purposes because I'm home all the time. But like, no, I'll take the risk of next month I might not have any money. I'll take that risk. That's not going to be my reality, but I'll take the risk because like my time and energy is worth more than going and working for someone else for $10, $15, $20. It doesn't even matter. $30 an hour. Like, no, thank you. And like, there has to be serious reward. And for me, that would be the socialization at this point in my life versus the actual money. Daphne, you don't have to put up your hand, my love.
but I do, because I don't want to interrupt you two beautiful ladies, and
But you're
so
part of the conversation.
But I hear what you're saying, Laura Lee, and I too, I chose to go back to work part-time for socialization.
Yeah.
And I mean, where I work part-time is amazing because I get immense benefits from it, not only just socialization with people, but I get chiropractic care for me and my family and a healthcare spending account. So I mean, that in itself, along with what I do and meeting people and talking to people, it really, for me, it works. So I do both.
Well, that's, something I was considering was going back to a spa so that I could reap the benefits of, massages and facials and all that kind of stuff. Cause I kind of miss being in that environment. That also gave me a lot of energy working on people in that setting. So, like I wanted I was considering that, and I still am. And I just want to say quickly for anyone that's watching this, I'm not knocking having a job at all. Like, entrepreneurship isn't for everyone.
No.
And I am not
No,
knocking it
it's
all.
not.
And I'm not saying quit your job or do anything like that. Like, you keep doing what you need to do. But for me, it's worth the risk to be an entrepreneur. And it's so rewarding and so fun to find all the different ways that I can create an income for me and my family and to help other people too.
Yeah. Well, and to be able to lay down the gauntlet, to be able to lay down the great big huge gauntlet of being Atlas and having to hold up the world and do it all and keep all your shit together and all your ducks in a row, okay? Because that is bullshit. You cannot keep all your ducks in a row. They will leave, they will fly away, they will abandon you. Okay, let's be real about that, because quite often what will happen is we'll be creating this perfect little life for everybody else's benefit. And then the children move out, they're gone. The husband, maybe he decides that he's going to become something, or his job takes him somewhere else, and you're alone. You go through the divorce, you go through the end of that chapter in your life, however it ends, and you're left with one common denominator: you. And then you're lonely, and then you feel like you've been abandoned and betrayed. What is it that you love to do? Do more of that in whatever way it is. If that
Yeah.
means saying no to cooking dinner every single night for a family, say no. Stop cooking with cheese, right? They'll move
Yep.
out.
Yep. It's really important, I think, especially in this society too, that people find something that they love to do, that they create joy and passion from, to monetize. And I tell people this a lot, like, if you would do it for free, you should monetize it. And that actually gives you
You can
energy.
monetize it.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
this
You
also
can
gives you
monetize it and
energy.
give the money away to you can monetize and give the money away to your favorite charity. You can monetize and buy more gifts for your grandchildren. If you don't have grandchildren, buy them for my grandchildren. Well, no,
Yeah.
they've got lots. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, buy
Yeah.
it for me. I love toys. You know, there are so many ways to do that. That's
Yeah.
why the projects that we're all creating are for that benefit, to teach people how to embrace life by the balls, whether that's
Hmm.
basketballs, whatever, right? Take it, just take it, and
Yeah.
own that. Yeah, own that. So when do you celebrate your successes,
Hmm.
Laura Lee?
Um, Usually I start celebrating my successes when I'm shitting all over myself. That I'm not enough and I suck. And then I have to recenter myself and be like, whoa, cut that shit out. Like, you've done this, this, and this. Like, you really need to celebrate yourself instead of like getting so hard on yourself about whatever it is. And that's when I typically end up celebrating myself. I do try to do it more, like, or the other times that it happens is when something really big happens, and I'm like, whoa, like 7 years ago, I quit my job and I literally had no money and I couldn't take care of me and my kid. And now I'm doing this and I have like all this abundance. And so, like, when moments like that happen, that's when I really sit back and I think, like, holy shit, like, I have done so much and I've come so far. And that's when I really celebrate myself. And usually there's lots of crying in my celebration.
Yeah. Yeah. Crying is good. Crying is really good. Sometimes I think that we need to do more of that, just so that we can release whatever emotion it is that's beneath all those layers and levels. Daphne,
Mhm.
you've got a really neat way of doing your gratitude lists. So you include things that haven't happened yet. Tell
Uh-huh.
us about that.
Well, I call it what do I call it? I call it there's a name for it, but I celebrate things before they happen so that they happen because I know they're going to happen. Case in point, thank you for nominating me, by the way, Nancy. There's a contest on the radio called Feel the Love, and I'm like, I got to be a part of this. It's Feel the Love, and it was to win a new furnace for my house. My furnace is so old. I'm like, I'm perfect for this contest. I need this furnace. So in my gratitudes, assumptive gratitudes, is that what it's called? You say it like
Yeah.
it's already happened. I'm so grateful that my name is being drawn for this contest. Well, sure enough as heck if it wasn't. And I won the furnace last week.
Yay! That's amazing.
So, I
I
mean,
was sitting in my
yeah,
car listening. Yeah.
I'm crying. I was crying too. It's okay. But tears of joy are wonderful. And yes, I mean, I put things out into the universe every day. You know, I'm so grateful that this is happening, even if it hasn't happened yet, because I know it's happening. And, you know, I know it's happening already. And it just hasn't manifested yet in my timeline, but I know it's happening. So that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm learning the benefit for me of setting opportunity lines. I really have been cautious of my words, very, very aware of my words. And that's from Kitty. Kitty's going to be on later on in the month. And Kitty's really helped me understand that even saying expansive energy and dense energy has a different feeling than negative or positive or creative or destructive. And so in setting opportunity lines, I don't set deadlines because really, who wants to die at the end of the line? Like, what a terrible expression. It's a deadline. Well, I don't want to go there. That sounds
Yeah,
awful. So
it
I'll
does
set
sound awful.
opportunity lines. Yeah, it does. It sounds absolutely awful. I'll set opportunity lines, and at the end of that line, I will celebrate. Even if it's a matter of celebrating the fact that, well, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted to, I still gained this experience. I still met these wonderful people. I collect memories along the way and I put them in a box and then I shuffle it up and I decide which ones are going to carry forward into my next month and who I'm going to detach from energy management. And there are some bridges that I will torch. I'm like, burn it to the ground, right? Yeah, I am not going back there. If I try to go back there, pull me back. Like, don't do it because I do have that pattern and I'm seeing my patterning. And I'm just like, yeah, no, not that one. That was stupid. I mean, stupid is a mean word, but that was really stupid. Oops.
I'm grateful that you allow me to be that crab in the bucket with you, that when you're trying to crawl out to that bad opportunity, I grab you and I pull you back down and say, whoa, whoa,
Whoa. And then I've got that the Italian factor in my life, that whoa, babe, what are you doing? Right? And I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do all these things at once. And he's like, there's a
No.
pause, right? And it's in the pause. It's in that gap between thoughts that we can kind of go, well, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the best choice. So Daphne, who do you turn to for advice on energy management? Do you have a go-to person or people?
whoa. Who do I turn to for energy? You know what? I've got so many people in my life. I mean, but Laura Lee's one, for example. You know, she helps me so that I can, like I said before, so that I can spend more time doing what I love. You know, she does that for me. But I mean, you help me with that too. You know, there's different people in our lives that we come to and say, you know, what do you think of this idea? What do you think of that idea? Like you for Ralph. Ralph's like, whoa, what do you think? Let's think about this for a second. So, I mean, I would have to say Doug. I mean, Doug is one of my closest go-tos. You know, my mom is also one that I get an idea and I run it past her and she'll say, you know, so yeah, mentors, I would
The
say
people who
definitely
love you most. The people who love you most.
I think that would be the best way to
You, Laura
explain
Lee?
that.
What about you? Who do you turn
Daphne.
to for?
Daphne is definitely one. um, I sometimes reach out to Daphne. I'm like, can you do some work on me, please? Like that's me asking for energy management for sure. My friend Dawn, I talk to her a lot. I think that's about it. Like I'm pretty
Do you have
pretty
anybody that's abrasively honest?
yeah, my friend Dawn. She's just
Dawn,
like
yeah.
Yeah, she's just like, what are you doing? Stop it. No, this person is crap and they need to be out of your life, or like cut it. She's like, she's the exact opposite. I'm a person that will give someone like forever and a day of tries to be in my life, and I'm compassionate and I'll see everything that, all sides of the stories and everything like that. And she's just like, no, no. And she cuts people off, like she burns the bridges. I don't burn bridges. And so she really helps me with that a lot. I have to come back to her often and say, you're right. You were right about that. You pegged that one and I didn't listen. But I also feel like I have to go through it.
They're able to see differently, right? They're able to see. It's that eagle's eye, because we're stuck in the forest and we can't see. Yeah, and they've
Yeah,
got that beautiful
exactly.
eagle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my mom is very helpful with me too. My mom is in a place in her life where her remembering is different. So she doesn't speak to me like she used to a long time ago, when she wouldn't necessarily answer honestly, like me, like we've all got that facade. But as she's saging and her memory is changing, she'll sometimes look at me like, you look really tired. Like, I am. Well, aren't you sleeping? Did you eat? Like she'll just ask the question. So I will go to her for advice sometimes. And my sons are extremely helpful, because they will differently. I've got two sons, so two different characters and a lot of great girlfriends. I mean, most of them are going to be on my show in the next few weeks. Like Daphne, I sat down and listed some, and then she'd come back to me and I'm like, oh my God, yes. Great girlfriends. And men. I mean, that's one thing I'm looking forward to, in the upcoming year is showcasing the magical men in our life who've helped us so very, very much. I mean, I'm sure your son is beginning to become your advice giver now that he's
Yeah,
getting so much older.
he's growing into this like really amazing human. And I say, should we do this? Or does this look good? Or should I wear this? Or do you want to go see this person? Do you want to go pet sitting right now? Like I ask him, he has choices. And he always answers me honestly. So it's real. Yeah, no, mom, that doesn't look good on you. Thank you. I will take it off.
Well, it's that honest that sometimes is really helpful. Like, you're not going out wearing that, are you? I was going to, but perhaps you can suggest something else, right? It's like, I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually have like recently met a really amazing grounded masculine man who is like really amazing at helping me see things. So I was having a rougher day the other day, business wise, and he's just like, you got this. And I did say that first. I said, like, I know I got this. Like, I know everything's fine. And he's like, you're resilient and you're resourceful. Like, you literally have nothing to even be concerned about. And, those powerful, grounded men are so important in in society, first of all, but in our lives, especially I think like us women, but also like, I know myself, I'm in the clouds a lot. I'm in my head all the time. So I need someone to bring me down. I need someone to like grab my feet and put me on the ground and say, you're fine. And often Daphne is that person, or Dawn is that person, or I have a couple other friends that are those people too. But, like sometimes you need that masculine. So I just wanted to touch on you were saying you're excited for the men to come on here and share too. So I'm excited for that too.
The masculine is really important. Daphne and I were laughing last week saying how we should have our husbands on, but not tell them. Like, I'll just invite Doug and then she can invite Ralph. Valentine's Day special. Yeah. But that is something that, I mean, I could not be doing what I'm doing without the love and support of my someone. And we have that someone, that other portion of our energy. It's like the battery. We've got those two ends of the battery. We need both in our lives. We really, truly do. I know, Daphne, you spend a lot of time out at the farm. Does that help you with your energy management?
Oh, heck yes. Being out at the farm, being in nature, being just away from the city and the lights and the noise and that, you know, just listening to the trees, just sitting outside and listening to the trees, or going down to the Pembina River and just watching the river flow. Because that's life, right? Life flows. And if you allow life to flow, things just magically happen. So yeah, I mean, we were at a celebration of life yesterday that was held in the middle of somebody's field, and it was absolutely perfect and absolutely beautiful with the fall colors, and the weather was perfect. It was just so wonderful for everyone that was there. And I mean, I cried way more than I thought I was gonna, but it was good.
Yeah, those clearing tears, Laura Lee was talking about them as well. And I'm finding that we are becoming more comfortable with the natural emotions in our lives. And whether that's laughing out loud, coffee coming out of our noses, watching those great TikToks. That's one thing that Laura Lee and I both love, is making TikToks. I'm so looking forward to doing some more fun TikToks. I'm going to dress up for Halloween, Laura Lee.
Ooh, nice.
I'm
Are you
going
going to
to
do a
be.
transition video?
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes, you can teach me how to do that, because I'm going to be, get ready, Rainbow Bimbo Barbie.
Awesome.
If I'm going to be Barbie, it's going to be Rainbow Bimbo Barbie. Yeah, I would love to learn how to do that. That's fun. And that's it too. When you said transition video, I'm like, oh yeah, that one. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But so many hot topic words. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But there are so many fun ways. I mean, I remember when we took the signs, Daphne, you were a part of it with the music video. Help me out here. You know which one I'm talking about?
If you only knew.
Who was that we did that for?
Tiffany.
Hmm?
Tiffany
Tiffany
Sparrow.
Sparrow. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, and
With Tiffany.
the song was,
and we passed the signs. Oh, my heart.
Yeah.
My heart was just to be a part of something with other people, because creating alone just for you and nobody else, that's lonely. That's lonely.
I really enjoy doing TikTok videos. I do them alone, other than maybe my kid being around me watching me, and he just rolls his eyes. I mean, okay, right? But I enjoy doing them, and a lot of people online will be like, "Oh, like if you're doing videos and there's not a purpose to them, like you're just wasting your time." But I disagree, because I know that when I'm doing my videos, regardless of what they are, if lip syncing, transition videos, whatever, I'm making people feel good. And when you make people feel good online, because my energy in those moments that I'm doing these videos, I feel good. I have fun doing them. And that brings my energy up. And that is transported in the video. And people go watch them, even though I don't have millions of followers or millions of views. The people that do see it, they say, oh, she makes me laugh. She makes me feel good. She makes me smile. What does she do again? She does makeup. She does this. She does that. She does this. And people tag me all the time in different things, because I made them feel good online in whatever way, whether that's me authentically sharing my story, whether that's me doing a stupid TikTok video that's lip syncing and filled with swear words. It doesn't matter. And that's like such a thing that's missed in a society that's just filled with market, market, market. I don't market like that. I market by, I'm going to make you feel good today. I'm going to put a smile on your face. Hopefully you'll come back. And hopefully one day you'll remember that I did that and recommend me to someone. Like that's, but if not,
and that's
I
it.
feel good that I made you smile.
Right? Yeah, because I want to be around people with more people, that person.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a mouthful. But like who's that person that you can't wait to wake up in the morning and go like, okay, I'm gonna have coffee and I'm gonna look at, oh yeah, shit, she's funny. I like her. Or that's really good advice. You know, that's what I mean. If you're gonna leave your mark, there's a space. The gap between when you're born and when you die. When your meat sack is no longer used to hold your soul. And I remember when I first heard the words meat sack, and I was just like, oh my God, that's one way of putting it. But that was the way that it was expressed and explained. It is merely a physical body, and merely is a big exaggeration because there's a lot of sparkles that hold all this together. I really think I'm held together by sparkles. But there's magic.
We are stardust.
Stardust, yeah. So
we're all stardust.
How are you going to be remembered? What is your legacy? Who will remember you when you die? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty special. So I see you got your cards, Daph. Me too.
Laura Lee, what inspired you to make these cards?
My friend Melissa was like, last December before Christmas or after last winter, I don't know when, she's like, oh, there's these cards I've heard of with swear words in them. And I'm like, oh, she's like, you should do that. And I'm like, okay. Went to my room and I started writing them and it was done. It was just like, she's like, you should do them. And I said, okay. I don't know what the other deck is called or anything about the other deck. I never looked it up. She just said, I want affirmations with swear words in them. And I said, done. And I went and made them and I called them swear affirmations. I looked up to make sure that that wasn't called anywhere else. And I made them. It's just, that's why. And I was like, that's amazing because I do swear. It resonated with me on many levels. I do swear. I don't censor myself. My kid knows I swear. He knows he's not allowed to swear. And I use it as humor and I use it to create in my life. And so I don't hide that anymore. I don't necessarily post a lot of swear words online, but I don't hide it. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. So because it's so powerful and it is a powerful way to express yourself, that's where these came from. And I sat down and just started writing. Within like a couple minutes, I think I had 24. And then I put it to the side for a while. And then I was like, hey, I really want to finish these cards and then finish them off. So it was done.
And that's what I admire about you, Laura Lee, is you'll get an idea and you just go with it and you make it happen. And that's, I mean, what every entrepreneur does, right? You get an idea and you run with it.
Oh, they don't finish often. There are many ideas that the universe gives to us. They spin them in our brain, and then we question, we doubt, I mean, there's just so many words that are used that the doubt will do it to us often. So you took it and you ran with it and you completed that race. It's extraordinary.
I mean, that's why for 30 years I didn't write the book, You Do You, right? But I finally did it, so we're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's tons of things on my plate that I've literally asked the universe to stop giving me ideas because I'm like, I can't, let me finish, these things first. Like, let me get them going because I have a lot. And so then bring me more. Or help me bring them to other people. Maybe I can be a vessel for other people because I want to share the love, but.
Which card did you pick, Nancy?
Go ahead, Daph. Okay.
This is every
Mine,
fucking
mine,
dollar.
mine starts with the word money.
Okay, well, this one is
Mine
every
starts with the word
fucking
money.
dollar. Okay, do you want me to read this? It says every fucking dollar I spend comes back to me 3 fucking times as much. What's yours?
Money flows to me every time I say fuck.
Well, fuck.
So money.
That
Right?
one is
And
literally on my screensaver. I just made a vision board for my screensaver on my phone, and I put that one, money flows to me every time I say fuck, in the middle of my vision board, and then I put on it card sales.
yeah. Well, and
See,
you
we'll
know what?
share the
There
link.
is. Yes, we will share the link, most definitely. Words are so powerful. We all know that. We were all named specifically by our parents for a reason. We were there's that soul purpose, that soul family, that soul, all of those beautiful petals that make each of us so energetically, it's that energetic blueprint. So to take away from that, because we're still operating from that brain of shh, don't talk like that. Laura Lee, Daphne, Nance, I'm like, what? What did I say this time? You know what? Because chances are I will say something to offend somebody today.
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad. Right? I broke the mold. I'm not going back. I don't want to. That would be like pulling a cat backwards into a bathtub. It ain't happening. And that's okay. I can be a bit of both. I can be that really strong warrior and that super soft, gentle sage, because I am both. And I'm like you, Laura Lee, I've got a lot of projects that I'm working on, but there are some that light me up more than others. And then the universe comes along with one, and I'm like, oh, that could work because it aligns with the others.
Mhm.
So as long as they're somehow connected, I'm like, okay, I can make both of these work. Because I avoid the either or monkey mind. I will say I can do both of these. I can do A and B, or I'm just going to ditch one or delegate. Delegating is something that I'm getting a wee bit better at. Baby steps. And
Baby steps. Me
delegation
too.
for me is delegation for me is a challenge because I have been let down by people that I've delegated to before. So now I'm just a lot more cautious. A lot more
Me too.
cautious.
One of my new girls that I hired her because she actually can help me in like more than just the social media business. And she's going to actually come in as a manager role. So she's going to manage the other ladies, but then she's also got the ability to like manage my own calendar and stuff. And I just don't know how to release that. So that's something I'm working towards, getting her to do that or release, like even me having to manage everybody. Or just like allowing that to be stepped in. So that's something that I've hired her for, but I've said like, we're going to take really little steps. I don't know how to do this and you're going to have to guide me because I don't know.
Well, that's like when I first signed up with your business, Laura Lee, how I was so scared to let go of the reins and let you guys take it over. But oh my God, I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
To give me the energy
Well,
to do what I
and
want.
sometimes it's just it's taking the courage. It's the courage to pick
Yeah.
up the phone or the courage to just pass those reins over. But we can do it with conditions.
Yep.
It's like a boundary. I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to allow you to make breakfast every day. This is the menu. Right? Right?
And this is how you do
Yeah.
it.
I know. Yeah.
So what do you got
Yeah,
coming up,
it's
Laura
true.
Lee?
One
um,
thing you want to tell us about.
I don't know. I'm really excited. I guess like I'm in the middle of rebranding. So currently, you guys both know my business is media exclusive for the social media. But I feel like it's a little bit confusing. It's also attached to other people and previous stuff. Like that business was actually created with someone else. And so I just want to kind of like rebrand. So my photography is L Collective. So the social media is going to be L Collective Media instead of media exclusive, because I do photography, like any headshot photography or product photography is under media exclusive, not L Collective. Because I do boudoir, I do intimate photography for couples, men and women. I do pets and I do families. Not all of those belong together. The last thing I want is a professional person who knows what their background is to be beside a naked man. You know, like I want to respect everyone's boundaries. So I'm rebranding, but I also still felt it was a little bit confusing to have like media exclusive and then L Collective and the photography connecting. So it's going to be all connected, all rebranded. I'm really excited for that. The only thing that I'm not including in that is because I do tarot readings and mediumship. That is still just going to be kind of like just me. And so my regular self is my name or Inspired by Laura on Instagram. And so my tarot is Inspired by Tarot. And I think I'll just keep like the cards with that. And that the affirmation deck, and that I am creating a message deck as well. So that will stay separate, I'm pretty sure. So I guess
Nice.
that's what's on the go. And I'm considering doing a podcast myself, and I'm definitely going to be doing another magazine. I hired one of my girls specifically so she can help me with the magazine or magazines. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to do like a makeup
I
magazine
love
and like an empowerment magazine.
tangible. I that's one thing that I'm missing in my world is I want more tangible things. And because like I said before, I set opportunity lines and I will do special things. Self-care is something that I've embraced huge because I forgot all about me for a long time. So I'm diving back into self-care and I'll buy myself gifts. Amazon. So I bought myself something and then I didn't let myself open it up for like 2 weeks. Oh my God. That's hard. That's really, really hard because I was reminiscing about books and I wanted to reread a book that I hadn't read for a long time and then I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh my God. Addictive Nance was just going crazy. I was sorting through everything. Where is it? And it was that same insatiably impulsive behavior that I had as an addict. And then I simply went to Amazon, put it in my cart, and let it stay there for a week. And then I hit the go button. I added another book in the meantime because a friend of mine recommended it. And then they came, and then I waited for another 2 weeks. So it was 3 weeks in total, and it was a real challenge. But I was reminiscing as to why it was that I was learning the art of being a death doula. Because Nancy Nance's Exponential Joy, the death doula, like, I don't know how that works for branding.
Oh, let's talk about
That's
that after.
further down the road. That's further down the road. But in working with that thought, I started with animals. And I'm like, but where did it come from? Like, where did that whole idea come from? And it came from a book. A lot of my life comes from books. So Tuesday with Maury. I fell in love with this book a long time ago. And it's a story of a man who spent time with another man as he was transitioning towards the end of his life, and to companion people and their families during that time. It felt so, I felt odd being that excited about helping people transition through that part of their life. It doesn't mean that's all I'm going to do, because that would be taking away from everything else that I can do. But we have authors that change our lives. We have people that change our lives. And the more that we can figure out what it is for us, it's a highway. It's not a lane. There's not one path you take. It's a highway. And sometimes it's a multi-level highway with like exits and stuff. But when it brings you that much joy, yeah. So to sit and just read, for me, that's a big gift. That's a big gift. Yeah. The other book is a book that Jeanette recommended on her, on the class that I take with her. So, so much to be thankful for in my life. Gratitude, big one. So I'm so grateful for both of you. Wow, what a great fun this was.
It was. May I just touch something about what you were just saying?
Sure.
I think it's really important where you're going to go with this, because with the death doula, because people nowadays are so caught up in their own self and what they're not willing to do for their loved ones, for their own, to keep their own self comfortable. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, but there is a ton of joy in being able to see and love and release your loved ones unconditionally without holding back. You know, like I've been through that myself, and it's hard to go through. It's hard to lose your loved ones, whether that's an animal or a family member, it doesn't matter. But often our grief is because of our own human. It's our own human. We have to go through the grief. It's our own stuff. It's not theirs, and they don't want us to be sad. So being a death doula and being able to help people see that stance instead of holding on to the grief, to maybe even hold on to that passing loved one, is so powerful. And it's something that I think is like just really important, that is spoken about more and taught more, so that people can release their grief and just enjoy those last moments instead of like climbing up and shutting down because they're losing their loved one. So your joy can really transform people if you're able to teach them and really let them see a different side of it. That's, I guess, what I was trying to say.
Thank you. I'm learning the difference between helping and supporting. Big difference. Big difference. It's such an expansive career. I did not expect to be even considering this. When I looked at my vision board, the one that I had done back in March, April, the only thing that was even close to a doula was a birth doula. And I've already had enough pregnant in my life with myself. I love my grandchildren. I love the experience of birth. But that's not what fits me now. So, yeah.
You've gone through
I'll
so
watch
much that you can really help people through that, right?
I have.
I think it takes a
And
really
I've walked
special
with so
person.
many people.
Yeah.
Well, I've walked with so many people through that experience already that I want to become a better version of that. I want to have the skills. So it is something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to study and study hard. Yeah, I'm definitely, when I dig my teeth into something, I dig it in. So yeah. And you, Daph, What's on your creativity list?
Well, actually, right smack dab, I've got some custom orders that have been put in that I need to get done. That's what's most important for me right now. But just continuing to shine my light bright and let others know they can do the same, helping them find their magic, or sorry, helping them remember their magic, because everybody's magical. Really, they are. We've just sometimes forgotten. And so well, I like to help people remember how magical they really are.
Yeah, get those flames burning just a little bit brighter. Get those sparks ignited, and then keep on giving that little bit of oxygen to keep the flames going without burning out. Yeah, lots of sparkles, lots and lots of sparkles. Well, my lovely friends, thank you so very, very, very much. We have some great people coming up each week, and sometimes we'll be live. Sometimes we won't. But no matter what, we'll always choose joy. That's a guarantee. So I'll end the stream because we have to end it. And then we'll be back next week.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Hit the buttons.